You know, we don't draw as much attention as maybe a press conference on BBB, but let me thank all of you for assembling. Let me thank my colleagues for being here. We're here to talk about the child care and pre-K proposal that's in the Build Back Better proposal. A proposal that, at least on the child care and pre-K, had no hearings, had no debate, had no consultation with the states, no consultation with providers. And what we'd like to do is lay out for you what the cost is to the American taxpayer. This is a plan that total cost, Democrats say, is $1.75 trillion. CBO's new number, scoring the plan as everything extending for the full 10 years, is a number of $4.9 trillion. In the child care and universal pre-K space, the plan suggests that it's $381 billion. The score from CBO, if those plans all exist for 10 years, is $752 billion. And that's making an assumption that 34% of eligible young children live in states that won't participate in the child care piece, and 40% of eligible preschoolers live in states that won't participate in a pre-K plan. So to quote a liberal analyst, and I quote, "Excluding kids in Texas, Alabama, Tennessee, Florida, and the Carolinas and other similar states from universal pre-K and child care subsidies is an intentional strategy to keep costs down. If the CBO had not factored non-participation in their estimates, then the reported costs for the last 3 years of these programs would have been at least 50% higher." That's over and above the $752 billion that CBO projected. The Progressive People's Policy Project estimates that unsubsidized middle-class families will face inflation cost increasing child care by the tune of $13,000 per year. So take the current child care cost and add $13,000 additional dollars to the cost of child care for one student on an annual basis that's not being subsidized. Democrat plan intentionally shrinks the supply of providers by killing off faith-based providers, small family child care homes, kinship care. So not only do we have a skyrocketing cost of $13,000 in additional cost for child care, we're also reducing the supply of child care that exists in the country. The preschool program grows over time to require a state to invest 37% match, all on state taxpayers. The Democrats end the funding for their child care and pre-K programs in just 6 years. You know, in Washington, we may get away with things like this. Across the country, parents are looking to plan their lives. They need the predictability of child care, and it's impossible to build in when, in fact, you put out a plan that says we're going to subsidize it for 6 years. Listen, we're all realists, and what I've asked my colleagues to do is share with you approaches to bring affordable child care to everybody in America, but also to talk about their experiences in their states, what they're faced with, more importantly, what parents in their state are faced with, because ultimately, whether it's the federal taxpayer or the state taxpayer or the family that pays $13,000 more per child, this is all parents across the country, and they're the ones that are facing the rising cost of inflation today. This is putting it on steroids. With that,